We're here in Allen Gardens, and thank you very much for inviting me here. This is part of Toronto Centre, and Tom said that this would be a good place for us to meet today.
Yeah, welcome to my ward. This is Lyall Sanders. He's candidate for mayor, and he's going to tell you how voting works in the city.
Thank you. So, first of all, if you're registered, you will receive a voter's card in the mail with your name and address on it. Take that card with you to the polling station. If you don't have a card, make sure that you have a piece of ID with your picture on it and a piece of ID with your address on it. It's important that you can show both picture and your address. Okay? You're going to go to the poll and they will register you in your area at that time. And then you place your vote. So if you have any issues with voting, you can always check with Elections Toronto, and they will let you know where your local polling station is. So, Tom, we'll see them at the poll, right? Rolling. Hi there. Well, for those of you who have visited with us before, we are back with Rock and Vito, and we're so happy to be here in Allen Gardens. I'm Lyall Sanders. I'm running to be mayor of Toronto in this upcoming election, and I've been very fortunate to catch the ear of Tom Cai, who is running in Toronto Centre, which is Ward 13, and he and I've had some talks before, and I think it's really time that you hear from him what it is that he's thinking about with this Ward. Yeah. So
yeah.
What's going on in Ward 13?
I think Ward 13, not to say, but Ward 13, I think, is one of the best wards in the city. It's full of culture, it's full of parks, and it's full of residents who feel proud to be in Toronto Centre. But right now, I think the conditions in Toronto Centre make it difficult for someone to be proud to be from Toronto Centre.
Okay.
North of here is St. Jamestown, where the city has all but forgotten its commitment to represent citizens, and wherever citizens go to City Hall to depute on lackluster city administration or horrible conditions in their apartments, city councilors just ignore them. So at some point in time, you do wonder, what's city council doing? And also, what's the mayor doing? Where's the mayor? Where's the city councilors? Where's the people who should be caring about Toronto Centre?
This is one of the reasons why I'm trying to get people to understand, if you want change here, you need to vote for people that haven't already been there. Tom is one of the people this will be a new position for him, although he is very, very in the background of things. What have you been doing up until now? What's your background here?
Right now, I've been a bit of a community advocate for a lot of residents in Toronto Centre. The city seems pressed on the idea of, let's build a condo in every available part of the city possible. So a most recent case I did was 77 Howard Street up north near Sherbourne. They've had this issue where in front of their apartment run by Toronto Community Housing, there's about this space as big as there's about this space a third the size of the grass behind us. And the city's decided, well, let's build a condo there that's 41 stories tall. Wow. I don't know why they're doing that. There's a massive condominium across the street from 77 Howard. It's barely been purchased. No one lives there. And the city's just saying, let's build another condo here. Residents of 77 Howard, along myself, we went to City Hall. We told City Council, please don't build a condo here. It's really bad for noise. It's really bad for construction. It's going to blot out the sun of essentially everyone facing north of on that building. And what did City Council do? They nodded, they wrote down a note, and they approved it anyway.
You know what? I'll tell you something. I've got a little bit of experience as well with dealing with the tribunal. In other places outside of downtown, where they want to tear down beautiful houses, and then build a couple of what I call cereal box houses on the same piece of property, which will be much more expensive than the house that's there, and it means the person only gets half the property, and the property is what's worth the money. So in the long run, if you really look at it, the people are not getting affordable housing in any way, shape, or form. It's more expensive with less land. And the same thing, what's happening very often in the tribunal, they have three people there. Inevitably, one person will say, well, I didn't think it was such a good idea to start off with, but now I think it's just fine. When I went to deal with one issue, one of the people there said, you know what, with good conscience, I can't say yes. So it is possible. It is possible to get into this person's ideas and make sure that it doesn't get approved. And I think that if we have enough people who have the opinion that Tom has, in the same as I do, is you shouldn't be just building buildings for the sake of building buildings, because a lot of these buildings, nobody's actually going to live in them. A certain group of people are making money doing the building, and in the long run, it doesn't really benefit the people of Toronto. You had a good hand in the stopping Sneaky D's from being.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can you please tell me about that?
Oh, Sneaky D's. For context, for listeners,
Okay, where should we take this from?
I guess the Imperial. I'd say. Well, I've always thought that yeah.
What if? That's fine.
Well,
Yeah, just take it from here.
Well,
Okay,
I've
so
always
tell us about what happened with the Imperial Pub.
The Imperial Pub was basically demolished by venture capitalists who all thought, because pubs don't make money. Pubs don't make a lot of money. People run pubs because they care about the social aspect of the city. If you wanted to make money with a small business, pubs is not one of it. And this is why I massively respect pub owners for doing the work they do, because it's really unappreciated. It's not a big business, and yet it's what makes our city great. But obviously, because of their very low profit margins, venture capitalists find them very vulnerable and very easy to prey on. And as a result, because of the lack of profit margins, they go up to the owners of the land of the building and say, hey, we're going to buy this thing. You're going to make a lot more money doing this than taking rent from a pub. That's what they did with the prenup. That's what they did with the Imperial. And that's what they tried to do with the Sneaky D's. But community pressure prevailed finally with the Sneaky D's, and the developer pulled the plan. Also, thank you, RBC. The RBC next to Sneaky D's was also very important in sealing the deal in not demolishing the Sneaky D's. It's really sad because, especially in Toronto Centre, it's kind of the ward of pubs. I know my friends at University of Rosedale will say, "Oh, we're the writing with the most pubs." No, it's us. Toronto Centre has the most pubs, especially on Church Street and later on Parliament, King Street. And if you start demolishing that, then Toronto Centre is just going to be just a massive brick wall of just condos and plexiglass and concrete. And as we're in a heat wave right now, I'm sweating already. One of the things that is the best thing against heat waves is shade and grass. Grass is very important for absorbing heat and not really dissipating it. It doesn't really reflect heat, it absorbs it. And that's what we really need right now in the city, especially considering that the sun, it reflects everywhere. Because of all the plexiglass buildings that's going on in the city, there's no way to hide from sunlight. You step on concrete massively radiates heat. It radiates heat away at a massive, massive amount. And because of all the concrete buildings we've been building, Toronto is just a massive heating. It's a massive heater. And the more buildings we build, the less grass we have. And people start wondering, hey, why is it so hot on Bay Street? Why is it so hot on Sherbourne? It's because everything is a condo. They're radiating heat better than my oven could ever do. Mm-hmm. And there's no trees to even absorb it.
Yes, very much. Okay. Well, what is it that you would be working on as soon as you get elected? What's going to be the very first project that you're going to work on? What's going to be the first goal for you as soon as you're elected in October 26th?
I'm probably going to go take a look at everything that's going on in Toronto Centre, every single bill that they have proposed on the floor, every single construction project, and I'm going to reevaluate all of them. There's too much money going around here that I start questioning whether or not City Hall has the best interest of Toronto Centre at heart. And I'm going to take a look, see what they're doing, and if this thing doesn't make sense, and that's probably the case for 77 Howard, and if residents don't want it, and if residents don't feel like the need for it, I'm going to try to block the construction of it.
Okay.
Because there's too many condos, no one wants them. If, say, for example, there's a plan that I don't feel like makes sense, it's not a high-density neighborhood, and the residents there would not really logically really support it, but the residents are fine with it, then I will approve the plan. Because as a city councilor and as mayor, I should not be governing and representing with my beliefs. I represent Toronto Centre and not myself.
Good.
So whatever I want to do is not exactly really relevant.
Okay.
It's what the people of Toronto Centre want me to do that is relevant, and that's why city councillors should work for the people and not for themselves.
Wonderful. And I will tell you that I am very much looking forward to working with you when the time comes that we're elected to Toronto municipal government. So there you go. You've heard some of the things that Tom has in mind. You can reach out to him by...
On my Instagram, tomcai.tc13.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. And we're going to just leave from here for now, but I'm going to tell you something. Tom is one of the people very, very early on that I realized was going to be a great asset to our Toronto Council. I believe it would be a great asset to me as well in the process of trying to make things better here, and the fact of making sure that the condos are not just being built for the sake of building them, that the constituents get a chance to put their voice in. I think this is very, very important, and these are things that we need to make sure that we have. So, as I said before, if you want change in this city, vote for somebody new. Okay? Tom Cai, Ward 13, Toronto Centre. Thanks so much again.
Thank you, Lyall.
Okay.